Welcome to episode 71 of Minipod. No fluff, just good stuff in under 5 minutes. I'm Dave Jacobs. I want to talk to you today about how to be more productive and move your people in the right direction. You know, pastoring sometimes feels like you're on a treadmill. You know, you're exerting a lot of energy, but you're not going anywhere. Now, just because you're busy doesn't mean that you're productive. The trick is not to work harder, but to work smarter. In fact, the smarter you work, the less number of hours you need to be productive. It's possible to be a better pastor in less time. Now, to be more productive and to ensure that you're moving the church in the right direction, you need to focus on what I call the 3 P's. The first of the 3 P's is product. Your product is people. But not just any people. You're trying to produce followers of Jesus. Now, few pastors would argue this. However, if you get a group of pastors together and ask them what a follower of Jesus looks like, you're going to get different answers. And that's okay. What's not okay is having some vague idea of what it looks like to be a follower of Jesus. Now, I suggest you draw up a list. Now, don't make it too long or it will end up being unattainable. But a list of what practices or attitudes or focus a follower of Jesus would have. Is it clear to you what your product is? The second of the 3 P's is preaching. Too many pastors preach without purpose. There's often no rhyme or reason to the things they decide to teach on. Whether you're trying to produce, or should I say whatever it is you're trying to produce, needs to be reflected in your preaching. You preach on this in order to produce that. Are you preaching with a purpose? And then finally, the 3rd P is programming. Just as there needs to be a purpose to our preaching, there also needs to be a purpose to our programming. In other words, we do this because we're trying to produce that. Ministries or programs in your church that don't reflect or produce your that need to be evaluated and sometimes eliminated. Let me ask you this. Is there anything your church does that is not producing your that? Do you know what your product is? Are you preaching with a purpose? Do your programs help produce the product you want? Boy, this would be a great topic for discussion at your next leadership team meeting. This is Dave Jacobs, a small church pastor. Thanks for checking in. Hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friend about my Minipod, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.